12 minutes. That's how long it took NASCAR to clean up a piece of debris at Indianapolis. Not a crash, not a fire, a piece of debris. And by the time the green flag finally waved again, the sport had a bigger problem on its hands than anything that happened on the track. Because now, NASCAR itself is admitting the fans are right to be furious. Last weekend at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, caution period swallowed the race whole. One debris caution alone burned 12 minutes of green flag racing. Then Ryan Blaney wrecked right after the restart, and the field ran just 2 laps in 30 minutes total. Kevin Harvick called it out live on his show. Then NASCAR's own Mike Forde responded on a separate podcast, essentially agreeing that the caution system is broken. This isn't a fan complaint anymore. This is NASCAR versus NASCAR. This isn't a new complaint. It's a boiling point. For months, fans have hammered NASCAR broadcasts for feeling stop-start, more commercial break than competition. Drivers like Kyle Larson and Denny Hamlin have pushed the conversation toward simply shortening races. But Harvick, a former Cup Series champion who now has one of the most respected voices in the garage as a broadcaster, took a different angle entirely. His argument wasn't about race distance, it was about race efficiency. Indianapolis made his point for him. A 25-mile oval means every caution triggers a slow multi-step process, pacing the field, opening pit road, letting lapped cars cycle through, setting the choose line for double file restarts. A single spin can cost the field 4 laps before real racing resumes. Multiply that by several cautions in one afternoon, and you get a broadcast that feels like it's constantly hitting pause. For a sport fighting to hold attention in a streaming, short-form world, that's a genuine threat to the product. Here's what makes this moment different. NASCAR isn't denying it. Mike Forde didn't play defense. He confirmed the sanctioning body tracks the exact ratio of red, yellow, and green flag time on every single race, and that internally, getting that green number up is treated as a real priority, not just a talking point. That's the interesting part. NASCAR is essentially running its own internal audit on caution efficiency, and it doesn't like what it's seeing either. Now, here's the strategic tension. Harvick's proposal, tightening restart procedures, streamlining pit road openings, speeding up the choose process, could shave 30 to 45 minutes off race broadcasts without cutting a single lap. That's the ideal fix in theory. Same competition, same distance, tighter presentation, but execution is the hard part. Forde admitted any fix won't work at every single track, which tells you this isn't a simple switch NASCAR can flip league-wide. Different track sizes, different pit road layouts, different safety considerations at every stop on the schedule. What works to speed up cautions at a 1.5-mile intermediate track might be dangerous or unworkable at a superspeedway or a road course. There's also a risk nobody's talking about yet, safety versus speed. Every one of those steps NASCAR takes during a caution exists for a reason, keeping crews safe on pit road, giving spotters time to communicate, making sure the choose line doesn't create chaos at the white line. If NASCAR moves too fast to fix the optics problem, they could create a new safety problem. That's the tightrope they're walking. So is this smart or dangerous? Right now, it's smart in intention and risky in execution. The instinct to protect green flag racing is exactly right, but cutting procedural time at speed, at scale, across dozens of different racetracks is a genuinely hard engineering and logistics problem, not a marketing fix. Fans have wanted to hear this for a long time, and now they finally are. Expect the reaction to split 2 ways. One group will feel validated. NASCAR admitting we match your displeasure is about as direct as it gets from a sanctioning body that's historically been slow to acknowledge broadcast criticism. The other group will stay skeptical. NASCAR has talked about pace of race issues before without much visible change. Fans have heard promises about looking into it plenty of times. The real test isn't the podcast comments. It's whether the next Indianapolis race actually looks different. Media reaction will likely frame this as a credibility moment for NASCAR leadership. Saying the right thing is one step. Fixing a structural track-by-track logistics issue is a completely different level of difficulty. Best case, NASCAR rolls out a streamlined caution procedure at select tracks first, testing the choose and go straight to green concept Forde mentioned, and fans immediately notice tighter, more energetic broadcasts. Green flag time climbs, races feel faster without actually getting shorter, and NASCAR earns real trust from a fan base that's been asking for exactly this. Worst case, the changes get bogged down by safety reviews and inconsistent rules from track to track, creating confusion instead of clarity. fans see no real difference next season, frustration deepens, and the credibility NASCAR just built by admitting the problem gets erased by a lack of visible action. So here's the real question. Should NASCAR be racing against the clock or racing against itself? Is Harvick right that this is a fixable procedural problem, or is Forde setting up an excuse before the changes even happen? Drop your take in the comments. I want to know if you actually noticed the caution delays at Indy, or if this is a bigger deal in the media than it is in the stands. And if you want the real breakdowns behind every headline in the sport, make sure you're subscribed to Sports Wire USA, because this caution conversation is far from over.